What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Aftersound here, bringing you Splinterlands content every single day. We also stream right here on this channel as well as on Twitch, so make sure you come by and say hello. This video is also brought to you by my music, which is available anywhere you stream music under the name Aftersound, and I do have a new song out recently called Summer Gravity, so check it out. Let me know what you think, and I appreciate the support. All right, guys, we have one more day left for Tasoshi Drakamoto, and this card is going to be cycled out, and we're going to get the new one, Dar Gotham Gear Nut or something like that. And so I just want to take a look at the voucher impact, and sadly you can see here that Tasoshi just did not do what he needed to do. 1.765 million vouchers is not even half of the amount that we would need to burn. Now, over a 90-day period, we mint 40,000 vouchers per day. That's roughly 3.6 million vouchers, and half of that would have been 1.8. Now, the number isn't as low as what you're seeing now because we did have voucher utility for the arcanes, right? Both the black foil auction as well as the gold foil fortune draws. Again, I didn't go through and measure that. I did it in a previous video and saw how much was required and how much had been done already. It wasn't anything to like write home about. It wasn't going to be another like 1.8 million there, right? So it's not like we hit the number, which begs the question. Okay, now we're entering into a new era, right? Obviously, the next voucher card looks really interesting. I think a lot of people are going to, jump into it at least to a certain extent, right? I want to get at least one BCX copy. But the interesting thing here will be how does the fortune draws and the black foil auctions, the black foil arcane auctions, how do those factor in to whether or not people go heavy on this card in the beginning? If anything, what I think we will start to see, and this is just my prediction based on what we're seeing here with Tasoshi, is that there will be, well, let me reframe this. Many of the players who go heavy on these cards anyway are like the top tier whales or competitive players. And what ends up happening now is I think instead of them going in and just buying this card at regular foil and just grabbing it, they might choose to wait, right? Or they may not buy as many as they used to before we had all the different the arcane variants. And what I mean by that is if you look at the first couple, it's just like if you go through and you buy X amount of copies, you get a guaranteed gold foil. Well, guess what? Gold foil isn't the best and most rare thing in the world now. People want arcanes, whether gold foil or black foil. And so the thing is, those players that used to go in and spend a ton of vouchers getting a bunch of extra cards that they didn't need, but just to get the guaranteed gold foils, that's no longer happening, right? Or at least I don't think it's going to happen. I think Tasoshi was the first kind of canary in the coal mine to really show this. We'll have to see how things go with Dar. I'm just going to call him Dar because I forgot the full name and it's really long. But that is going to be my guess as we move forward with this. Now, here's the thing. We don't, we have the dates for the next voucher promo. Obviously, that's going to be towards like the later parts of October. So it's going to be a while where this card is going to be out there and available. But my guess is that it's just going to be, a select few accounts that will get a max copy of it just so that they can start playing with it because it will impact the meta, right? So there is a timing element to this, which I think does factor in and should be good. But obviously, anybody that was going to go through and buy like tons of copies to get a gold foil, they're going to wait it out and see what happens towards the end. So that to me is what the future of this voucher promo card is going to look like. But keep in mind, I'm not trying to just sit here and give you bad news. One of the proposals that came in recently, right, for the SPS staking and it wasn't really just SPS staking, it was to reallocate the rewards, but trying to give more value to SPS staking, was the team committing to doing more of these cards, these voucher promo cards per year, right? And right now we're doing one every quarter, which would be 4, but I believe the number was 10. 10 items and like one skin that will be sold for like exclusively in voucher. So obviously the team is thinking through what this will look like, and I don't know what the time frame is going to be for that moving forward, but that should increase voucher utility from there, which is a good sign, right? Which is a good sign. But when you layer that into how much people will be going for either the black foils versus the regular foils, what the time frames for this stuff will be, again, a lot of this it's unknown, right? My guess is that obviously what we've seen with the quarterly releases of these cards is that there's a lot of hype in the beginning, and then it kind of fizzles out relatively quickly. So if you were to do 10 cards and do it across 12 months, I mean, that's obviously a significant amount more, right? That's 2.5 times the amount of cards. So you probably could get away with doing like one every month, or, you know, maybe just say like every 5 weeks or so. I didn't run the math on it, so don't kill me on it. But my point being that you could run one every 4 to 5 weeks, and that keeps things fresh. That keeps things moving. I don't know what the time frame for the gold foil and black foil arcane, you know, variants are going to be, but it would probably be somewhere towards the end of whatever that time frame would be. And in that way, you know, the voucher supply, sorry, let me rephrase that. The voucher value should not be as volatile. In my opinion, again, not financial advice, is just a guess. It should not be as volatile, because what we end up seeing is that, like, towards the beginning of these sales, there would be a ton of activity, right? People would be buying a ton of vouchers, more than they needed, or, you know, because they needed more than they had. And we'd see the price spike, and then slowly over time, it would drift back down. If the cards come out and they're all, you know, somewhat equal in terms of like their meta effectiveness and the par for the course, my guess is that we would start to see a relatively, you know, relative like equilibrium when it comes to the voucher value. Now, obviously, the hope is that with more voucher cards, more vouchers getting used, and we start to actually eat through the excess that's out there, and all of a sudden vouchers become scarce. So hopefully we get that whole make vouchers scarce again movement rolling with this. So just wanted to call out where Tasoshi was. The performance wasn't great, but I think there is still a lot to look forward to when it comes to the voucher promo cards and the voucher token specifically. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. That is all I have for you guys in this video. I'll catch you all in the next one and see you around the game. Take care.